Change News.
This is a Voice of Change Radio News. A pleasant day. I'm Amanda Kumalo. A quick look at stories making the headlines. President blasts treasonous vandalism of public infrastructure. In business news, Zimbabwe takes over ADPA chair. In news beyond our borders, Belgium calls on South Africa to help end war in Ukraine. In sports, Cape United look to flex muscles against Ngezi. The news in detail. President Mnangagwa yesterday described as treasonous the spate of vandalism of critical public infrastructure and directed stakeholders in the justice system and communities across the country to collaborate more closely to bring the sabotage criminal acts to an end. The president's remarks comes after a national outcry over vandalism and theft of key infrastructure, mainly targeting energy, telecommunications, rail and water sectors, which is costing the country millions of United States dollars every year. Reports of vandalism and theft of energy infrastructure are rampant, and these have a crippling effect on water and power supplies to many consumers, including critical institutions like hospitals, rail transportation, and communication systems. Transform Zimbabwe leader Jacob Ngarivume has a case to answer on charges of inciting public violence after he allegedly encouraged members of the public to join unauthorized demonstrations sometime in 2020, the court has ruled. Harare Regional Magistrate Mrs. Feresi Chekanyuka made the ruling while dismissing Ngarivume's application for discharge at the close of the state case. Ngarivume is expected back in court on April 3 for his defense. Moving on to the world of business, Zimbabwe has officially assumed the chairmanship of the 19-member African Diamond Producers Association, taking over from Tanzania. Mines and Mining Development Minister Winston Chitando will lead the bloc comprising countries that mine and produce diamond in Africa for the next 1 year. Minister Chitando assumed the top role at the ADPA 8th Ordinary Meeting of Experts and the meeting of the Council of Ministers, which ended yesterday. The occasion, which was officially opened by President Mnangagwa, coincided with the finalization of the ADPA Executive Secretariat and the adoption of the ADPA core documents, developments that are key to the future of the organization. Moving on to news beyond our borders, Belgium called on South Africa on Thursday to use its influence with Russia to end the conflict in Ukraine. The appeal was made during a state visit by the Belgian king to Pretoria. President Cyril Ramaphosa responded to the call by saying that Pretoria continues to use the channels available with Russia to talk about how the conflict can be brought to an end. South Africa has refused to condemn the invasion of Ukraine, which has largely isolated Moscow on the international stage, saying it wants to stay neutral and prefers dialogue to end the war. In August, South Africa is due to host a summit of the BRICS, a bloc which groups Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and to which President Vladimir Putin has been invited. And finally, in sports, Kasolaga Premier Soccer League giants, the Cape United, are looking sharp, but their credentials face an early assessment when they play Ngezi Platinum Stars at Baobab tomorrow. The Green Machine had a booming start to the season at home last weekend after outplaying Manica Diamonds on their way to a 2-0 win that left them on the top of the table. That brings us to the end of this bulletin.
Voice of Change News.